Thank you everyone for tuning back into Madlands Media. Today we are talking to the very wonderful band Dame about all things music. We will also be speaking to them about their new single Bite, which will be released on the 16th of April. Woo! Woo! So to kick us off, would you like to introduce yourselves and your band?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Shannon, and I'm the lead singer of Dame.
I'm Jake, and I play guitar and produce for Dame.
So we've recently received your EPK for your new single Bite. In the EPK, we saw a paragraph on how you guys met. And we thought it was really unique. Do you want to explain sort of how that came to be?
Well, we had to write something interesting for the last single, so that's kind of how that came to be. I think part of it's true. Shan did meet.
Matt, it is all true. So I basically found. So me and Jake met at an open mic night. Well, we kind of knew each other before, but then we were talking, and we both found this love that we both really love, Fickle Friends, and we started talking about it. And then I was like, hey, because I was doing some. Dame had a different lineup before, and we were just kind of doing some small things, and we kind of split apart. So I was like, Jake, come and join Dame. Let's do some pop stuff together. And then Chapman, who plays bass, he was kind of one of my friends from music. Anyway, he was a medic and was just constantly busy all the time. That's where the kind of crying outside the med school line comes from. And then what's funny is that with Matt, I actually did match him on Tinder, and his opening line was, is this where the auditions for Dame are? And I said, that's really funny you asked that, because we're actually looking for a drummer. Do you play drums? And he said, yes, I do. And then we didn't actually ever date or do anything. It's pretty weird to think about that now. But he came to a Dame rehearsal, and there we are, 3-4 years later.
Wow.
That's brilliant. That is the best way for a band to meet, in my opinion.
Yeah, actually, it is mostly true. I just kind of I wrote that for the last the single release because it's kind of boring that we kind of knew each other in this way, but yeah, it is actually mostly true.
It definitely made you stand out.
So you've got a new single called Bite coming out on the 16th of April, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that, what the song's about, how it came to be, any specific ways you guys kind of produced this and the process you guys went through to make this song?
This song started before Jake, Chapman and Matt were actually in the band. So
Bite was in the band before me.
Yeah, so I started writing this song maybe in 2015, 16, with the old lineup, and Chris, Rohit and everyone who were in it before. It actually had this kind of weird 7/4 section. It wasn't really a pop song at all. It was kind of a bit math rocky, a bit kind of a mishmash of everything really, a bit jazzy. And then we actually started to record it, realised that more of the stuff that we were doing was pop stuff. And actually we had this kind of weird anomaly of Bite, which didn't really fit in anywhere. So we kind of left it for ages, and to the point where everyone kind of split up, and then we had new band members in, and then we took it from there. I mean, the actual story behind Bite was when I was at uni, and I was just, putting it bluntly, really sick of just falling in love with everyone I went on a date with. And I was just I'm just such an emotional wreck all the time, and it was kind of just do you know what? I don't want to just fall in love with anyone. I don't want to just even consider emotions. I just want to go and have some fun with some people and some nights out and all that jazz.
And then coming to produce it, that's kind of where I came in. So I think there were 4 recorded versions of Bike over 2 years or so. So it's an amalgamation of 2 of them. I think there's the first original one that Dan said there were actually some really nice bits that Dan, the old keyboard player, who was in the band till very recently, did. So I used them, and then plus all the stuff that we've done in the current lineup, and kind of spliced the 2 together and added some new stuff. But yeah, this was the first one that I've kind of been more involved in the production side of. And then we have another Jake, who is amazing. and just does all the things I can't do, basically.
I was just going to say, it's funny that you say, Shannon, that it's more of an anti-love song. Obviously, the most recent release, Cold Water, that's kind of the complete opposite. Is that something that you kind of decided to do when you released Cold Water, if that was written before Bite?
I think so. Funny, well, actually, Bite was written before Cold Water. And so it's kind of actually just a nice coincidence that we really wanted to get Cold Water out because it was a song that we'd kind of all written together and really loved. But I do think there was probably subconsciously kind of like, I mean, we joke that when we're putting all the social media posts and stuff out now, I mean, our line for Cold Water was "Get over it," and we were joking now. It's kind of like, well, we've got over it. so I guess like subconsciously, but yeah, it wasn't necessarily to be planned. I mean, a lot of the future stuff is much more anti-love. So it's probably good that it happened that way.
Yeah, it's nice with there'll be, I don't know if I should say it, there'll be 3 singles in this kind of set, and then potentially an EP. But the 3 are kind of your toxic relationship, kind of Cold Water, then your anti-love song Bite, and then the third one, I'll say it, Be There, is like a booty call. It's kind of your 3 stages of like getting a relationship. But yeah, that one's on its way. Just finishing final touches to that, so hopefully have it finished by the time Bite comes out.
But look, we could make like a whole short film with the storyline of these 3 songs.
Yeah, we really wanted to do a video, but COVID has kind of put that on hold. But I think the 3rd single really suits a video, but we're talking about Bite.
So talking of COVID, it's obviously made things really difficult for the music industry, but you guys were a part of VALEFEST's 2020 virtual lineup. What was it like being a part of the virtual lineup opposed to being a part of, like, I've seen the I don't know if it was just you, Shannon, in the band at the time with like the old band, but you did perform with VALEFEST in like 2017.
Yeah, we performed as pretty much the current lineup. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What was it like opposed to being virtual and opposed to actually being at the Vale performing on stage?
Jake, do you want to give this one? Because you had a great day. Not that I didn't have a great day, but you.
Yeah, so we played the main stage in 2018, which was amazing. That was so much fun. I was on drums at the time in that lineup. But that was.
You got to say you were on drugs at the time.
I was having a great time. Yeah, the things that you hit. I was on drums. But it was amazing, and yeah, we met, as Shan said, through like a mutual love of Fibble Friends, and they headlined that year, and it was we actually got to meet them as well, and that was fantastic. But yeah, this virtual one was a bit of a challenge. It was the first time we'd done a performance not in person, so editing it together, I had to kind of learn from scratch I'd used like GarageBand, but I'd never really used Logic before, so I had a new laptop, so I used Logic and then Premiere Pro to edit it together, and it took me so long to do 3 songs. It took me like a week to do 3, and now but with this the like press for Bite, I've had to do I think 2 others, and they took me like 10 minutes. But yeah, it was really fun to put together, and definitely a good skill, because now we've had to do it all year, these virtual performances. But yeah, I had a Zoom call. I watched the whole broadcast with a load of other bands that were playing on. So we had a big Zoom call of all of us, and I think it was like an 8-hour Zoom call, and everyone was very very drunk by the end. So yeah, I had a great virtual day.
We had the fun of because I joined the live stream for a bit, as in the Zoom call. Sorry. And yeah, it was all the fun of the festival as well, just kind of on the side, all the kind of like seeing other acts with your friends and getting drunk. So it was really nice. Big ups to VALEFEST.
When we went through all of your Instagram, we couldn't help but notice you've got like a series going on there that was like the Check-In series. Do you want to explain a little bit more about why you did this, obviously because of COVID, and sort of the people that you interacted with through that?
Yeah. So I found myself over the first lockdown. Seems like ages ago now. I found myself checking in with people, and obviously it's a really hard time for everyone. And I think we've kind of normalised. It's a good thing we've normalised asking how are you, but really how are you? So it was kind of just that, but more with a musical element. So it was just we've got this fantastic community of bands from our university, but also just around Birmingham. And so yeah, it was just do you want to recommend a TV series that you've been watching during lockdown, a book that you've been reading, and I think a few songs. So yeah, we started with, I think the four of us started it off, and then we passed it to other bands like Shy Brides. I think Cage Park did one. I'm struggling to think of who else. It's so long ago now. George from VALEFEST did one. Midge, Abby Farrell did one. Yeah, so we did quite a few in the end. I think we did almost 20. And it was also, well, the byproduct of it, we had nothing to put on our social media. we were kind of doing bits and pieces of the EP, difficult when we couldn't meet up. It was just, also just something nice to do, and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So next up, to lighten the mood a little bit, we've got our quick fire round. We've just got a couple of questions. So yeah, we'll dive straight into that. To start off, what is your biggest achievement so far?
Probably when we played Camper Calling, which is this little festival in Redditch, I want to say.
Warwick.
Yeah, I think it's in Redditch, and it was like a super family festival, and we played on the main stage, which was like the biggest stage, like best sound we'd ever played with. It was super exciting, and we were first on as well. But it was just, it was really nice because there were so many families and kids dancing, and I just remember where I was wearing these like pinstriped flared trousers, which were quite loud, and coming out into the crowd afterwards, and just so many kids just like coming up to me and just being like, "Oh my God, you're on stage!" And it was just like, even though it was quite a small audience, it was just still the most rewarding, and
it was just an enormous stage. I remember driving up to it, and like we knew it was main stage, but I'm not sure. I think maybe it's a 5,000 person festival, so kind of same size as VALEFEST. So we thought the stage would be like the same size. And we rocked up, and it was enormous. We'd never been so loud. But yeah, no, I might shoot them a cheeky email when Bike comes out. And I know they've got a very, very good lineup this year already sorted. So I don't think we'd sneak on the main stage, but I may sneak them in. I say, please, can we come on at some point, back of a truck or something.
For the next question, I think I have an idea of who you're going to say. Who would be your dream collaboration?
Well, to go away from like the obvious, Moona, or especially because they work with Mike Crossy. He's ridiculous. He's such a good producer. He did all half the Fickle Friends first album, and he does all the 1975 stuff.
Away from the obvious. Couldn't help but mention it.
No way you would ever want to work with Fickle Friends.
No, I don't think so. They're just annoying, because I thought I didn't like their new EP, the first part of their album, and then I listened to it again the other day and I love it. So yeah, they're just annoyingly good. And BBDB, maybe she's fantastic, and just an incredible songwriter.
Yeah, Shan, what about you?
I'm gonna go a bit rogue, and you've kind of inspired me as well by your background, but I'm gonna say Artie Monkeys, Alex Turner. Yeah, I just think that'd be a great collab. I'd love to see Alex Turner rocking an alt pop banger with us. So.
Yeah, definitely. So next up, a lot of people give the same answer, so we kind of expect one answer from everyone. But what would be your dream venue to play?
I mean, Institute One.
Okay.
I'd say would be, in terms of Birmingham. I know Academy's bigger, but Institute is the business. And our manager Harry is putting on Sonic Wave, which I think has just been moved to December, and that looks absolutely enormous there. So if in a couple years well, no, more than a couple, but if we could get on even just a support and institute, that would be unbelievable. Yeah.
Glastonbury Pyramid Stage.
That's an amazing answer. Nobody has ever given that to us before.
Aim low.
Yeah, best answer to be given there. Like, you should think it's Wembley, but like, I don't think that will.
I would love to say Wembley just so I could go, "Hello, Wembley," but that's it. Please don't. Wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, this is gonna come out of nowhere, but we have a playlist on our Spotify where we ask what everybody's favourite songs are to play in the shower. It's called Soapy Bops. So what are your favourite songs?
Oh, I've been absolutely anything by Remy Wolf at the moment. Anything she puts out is so good. If I had to pick one, it'd be Disco Man, probably, or Woo. But honestly, she is just an amazing producer, songwriter, singer. Just, yeah.
My core one is probably anything by Ariana Grande. That's what I'm kind of doing in practice. Yeah. And then recently, because my shower is also great because I've got a mirror in front of the shower and then also like a mirror there, so there's like mirrors all round. So the new London Grammar song "Baby It's You" is really emotional, and it's great when the water is just getting on your hair and you can see yourself in the mirror and you start singing, and then like you're like, "Baby It's You."
That is literally one of my favourite songs at the moment. So yes.
I wonder if Jake does that.
When I stayed at yours a while ago, I found it weird seeing yourself in a mirror in the shower. It's wrong.
Oh yeah, you've got to have some kind of like body positivity. It's like not like it can be a bit like when you're feeling a bit down, you're like, oh man.
Okay, so to wrap up the interview, do you want to let us know what your social media is and where everyone can find you? And alongside that, you have a pre-save competition for the new single. So do you want to let everybody know about that?
I'll do pre-save because I can't remember our social media handles. So yeah, if you pre-save Bite, it's basically a chance to win a £25 John Lewis voucher. Get some great homeware, bedding, or some money off a big electrical item, or you can spend it at Waitrose as well. Who wouldn't want that? And then more importantly, 2 tickets to one of our shows, either in London or Birmingham, which we will be announcing soon for this summer. And also just our love and appreciation. So you're all winners in that respect.
And then social media, best place to find us is Instagram at Dame_UK. Annoyingly, we're not constant. We don't have the same on everything. So I think it's at Dame Music UK on Twitter and at Official Dame UK on Facebook.
Official.
Instagram at Dame UK, at Dame_UK.
Also, I have actually been announced at a gig before as Dame UK. So yeah, a lot of my friends still call us Dame UK, as if there's like a Dame US. So.
All of those links will be in the description as well. So if anyone wants to go down there and get them really easily, they can.
Anyway, thank you so much for talking with us today. Is there anything last minute before we go that you want to shout out?
Listen to
Bite. Please add it to loads of playlists and pre-save and share and all that jazz, and make us play Glastonbury Institute.
Anyway,
I'd say one touring cycle Institute one, and then just Glastonbury from then on. Yeah.
Just jumping straight up to headlining Glasgow.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for talking with us today, and we hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll speak to you. All right, thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys.